Ladies and gentlemen, with 3 days before Santa comes down your chimney, you've got a very, very early special Christmas present. It's the first annual Third and Long podcast, PlonkCast. I am your host, Santa Harris, for the day. Above me is our beautiful buddy, the elf. To my right is a teacher extraordinaire. What has he got this week? Merry Pepsi Man, because of course he is. And in the top corner, Santa Claus himself, Mrs. Claus's #1 fan, Oliver Butler Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing on this Thursday night?
At least call me my proper name, please.
Oh, my apologies. Oh, sorry, Grinch. I mean, Bill Belichick has stolen much joy from Ollie this year, you know, so I completely get that.
Go on, you've seen what Kelly posted earlier on. I am the Grinch.
Yeah,
I missed it.
Kelly did call Ollie the Grinch on Facebook for the whole world to see.
I've been too busy trying to get a Santa hat, and as you can see, I can't get one.
We are our 355th day into the annual calendar, gents, and
Wow,
we are 355 days into 2023. There's only 10 days left of the full rotation around the sun, and I couldn't think of anything better than celebrating this, guys, with three of, I say it every week now, not just like three colleagues, but like three guys that I actually generally love so much. And it's so great to not just talk about like American football like we do and that we've done for like the last 18 months, but also just like shoot the breeze and talk about lots of different things anyway, like we do every single day in our WhatsApp group. So I'm very happy.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, boy. I love it a bit, boys. I love it a bit. I think the world of all of you. Tonight's show will not necessarily be about football, even though we will obviously be the main chunk of the show. As we said, we've been hyping this up for weeks now. You can ask us anything you want. We're a blank canvas, open book this evening. And anyone who knows me knows I'm an open book anyway. So, gentlemen, we shall start by telling the viewers at home and the listeners on Spotify what we are drinking this evening. I'll start with Mr. Perrins. What's in your glass, boy?
Well, I am a very sophisticated man. I'm a top bird, and I'm drinking red wine tonight, and I'm actually drinking one of my favorite vintages, one of my favorite brands, 19 Crimes. Now, when I was out in my local Sainsbury's yesterday, I was thinking of like the perfect wine to talk about and consume while I'm talking to you guys. And 19 Crimes, considering that there are numerous crimes that go on in the NFL. What?
I know what's coming. Go on.
No, I'm just saying that there's some crimes, there's some unsolved mysteries, so to speak, like the mystery of how Ray Lewis was found with blood and around 2 dead bodies, but wasn't prosecuted even though he was there and was covered in their blood. But that's a story for a different day. So that's one crime. There's 18 more to come throughout the rest of the show.
What do you have, baby Hope? What's your tipple this evening?
I mean,
and you can't say fruit shoot. That's not fair.
Another crime is Phil's crime against fashion that he wears every week, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm sorry. What's wrong with my fashion? What's wrong with my fashion?
Nothing.
I can see some lights outside your window. I think it's the fashion police.
Yeah, it's my tree, you Burke. And there's a 49ers helmet on it as well.
So there's two helmets in your household then.
Look at you, Captain Banter.
Yeah.
Mr. OBH, what do you have in your glass or your can this evening?
I am drinking from the Hereford Fine Orchard Inches cider. So not that like cheap stuff that you seem to be promoting every week, Mr. Harris.
Have a minute now, right? Is somebody going to choose to ask me what I'm consuming?
No,
we know what you're consuming. If it ends with Bo.
It does indeed. Anyone who knows anything about me knows that I worship at the tree of Strongbow cider, and I always have and I always will. But a certain co-host of this show bought me a little something for Christmas. I came home from work yesterday, and there was 24 of them sat in my porch. And yes, 24 cans of Inches cider. I don't know whether he wants to sort of, I don't know whether he's playing a joke on me or wants me to actually enjoy them. But yeah, we'll have a look. Cheers, Mr. P.
You were drinking Inches cider at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so don't say you don't drink Inches.
I had no choice. There was no other better cider. It was like £6.50.
Quite most weeks, mate.
All right, less of that.
Shall we actually talk about a little bit of NFL stuff before we actually?
Yeah.
So let's roll on to Monday night's result, where the Seahawks beat down the Eagles.
It wasn't exactly a beatdown.
Well, it was a pretty fine drive from Drew Lock to win the game. 92 yards.
Yeah, Drew Lock was balling, but I still wouldn't call it a beatdown. Beatdown is what
the phrase you didn't ever say.
That's what the Niners are going to do on the Ravens on Monday. That's going to be a beatdown.
Oh, shoot. Oh, snap. At least swore then.
You got 25 minutes, 24 minutes. We will talk about the biggest game of the season in due course. But as I just said, who would have thought anybody in this league or around this league or was a fan of this league would have said that Drew Lock was balling in any game this season?
I think it was more about the Eagles' inefficiency than anything else, and Travis Kelce cheating. Has anyone seen that?
No.
Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce,
yeah, that was it. So they always try and do the tush push. It was a 3rd and 1. The ball was put on the spot. He moved the ball forward before it was snapped. He got called for a false start. Yeah. He got called for a false start on it.
I'm just wondering what you guys think. Do you think the fact that Jalen Hurts was ill affected his performance enough to be the reason the Eagles lost? I mean, it's hard to say because we don't know how serious the illness was. But do you think it played some effect?
He
still managed to run in 2 touchdowns against a very good defense,
Yeah, but it
can't have been. Let's be fair.
It was 2
affecting that much.
It was 2 tush pushes, wasn't it?
Yeah. The issue is with the Eagles is they're not as good as they were last season.
No.
Yeah, because Jalen Hurts isn't being as efficient.
The Eagles, they're not the same. They've lost their offensive coordinator. They lost a defensive coordinator. They had bloody Matt Patricia calling defensive plays, so that's disaster from day one. They still put 17 points on the Seahawks, who aren't exactly the best team in football at the moment. Their secondary is pretty good at the moment, but they've got no serious pass rushers at the moment. Baby.
You talk about how good their secondary is. You need to remember that the Seahawks were without their first-round pick from this year, the cornerback, whose name is it? Yeah, they were without Witherspoon, and they were without their starting quarterback, and they still won.
Yeah,
so and they were without Jamal Adams as well.
Yeah, without their star safety that they traded about 20 first-round picks to get.
Yeah, and yet they've got a little bit of a gem there with Julian Love as well. He's had a couple of 2 or 3 really good weeks. He stepped up where Witherspoon's been down or Adams has been down.
Look at that pick at the end.
We will.
We will.
We will.
Spoiler alert, we will.
Oh, yes. Has anyone got anyone else to say about this game? Obviously, you two are biased because they're in your division.
They're not in our division. Well, the Seahawks are, but the Eagles aren't.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Seahawks are in your division.
Yeah, I thought you meant the Eagles.
Biased towards it.
Yeah, well, I wanted the Seahawks to win this game, so I'm pretty happy.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll let you off.
Because we've won our division, and the Eagles are a bigger threat. So,
yeah. Right, let's roll.
Lost the last 3 on the spin, so.
Yeah, let's rock on to the players of the week, rookies of the week, and players of the week. Players of the week. Mr. Harris, would you like to go first with Bradley Chubb?
Yes, he was an absolute beast for Miami against the Jets. I mean, as I routinely say on this show, the Jets couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. But that was mainly because of the likes of Bradley Chubb. He was an absolute animal against the Jets. I think he put up 2 sacks, and there was a lot of pressures he was involved in as well. There was a big trade that took him to Miami, and recently, since that, he hasn't sort of lived up to it. But I thought he had a fantastic game against the Jets on Sunday. Zach Wilson didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Mr. Hope, Jared Goff.
Yes, Jared Goff. I mean, there's lots to say about Jared Goff. Like, since he got traded from from LA to Detroit, and I think he probably had the best game since what?
That's a song, isn't it? No, I'm taking the mic.
What? I completely missed that. Sorry, man.
Chris Harris has come in saying Merry Christmas to
Mom!
Radio Health, Merry Pepsi Man, and love Mummy Harris.
Cheers, Ma.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris.
Is that the Wildcat, Chris Harris?
My mother, you daft. Don't call her that. I don't want to know what she does in her spare time.
So, anyway, Jared Goff in this game, 5 touchdowns, 278 yards, rating of 134.6 and a 70.6% completion rate. It was probably his best game in a Detroit shirt, which he needed because he seemed to be on the sort of downward trajectory with the team, and then they absolutely that was what Detroit did to Denver. That was a beatdown. And Jared Goff
that was a full-on. We're going to literally keep stomping on you. You know those memes that Simpsons made. Stop! He's had enough. It was like that with a couple of games.
I know.
And Jared Goff was one of the reasons behind it.
So one of my reasons for Buffalo's, or my reason for one of my player was one of the reasons for Buffalo's beatdown on Dallas. James Cook had over 200 scrimmage yards, a couple of touchdowns, one through the air, one on the ground. Dallas have got an issue. If you can't stop the run game, you will not go far in the playoffs, and that was shown massively in this game. Mr. Perrins, brother.
Oh, brother!
Mate, I can't play any Hulk Hogan theme music, but
wait, what? Why?
Well, because I'm doing it off my phone and not my laptop, because I had to give my laptop back because I've left my school. I'm going to a new school in January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and your old school, that one.
Yeah, so I'm going to my new old school. And so basically, Minshew is better than 2/3 of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And we can literally wax lyrical, right? But this is an Indianapolis Colts that is supposed to be in a rebuild. Their star quarterback that they drafted went down pretty early in the season. Their running back has not been great. Their wide receiver keeps getting hit. This is a team that is winning despite having massive problems in their organization. And Gardner Minshew is the spearhead of this. Now, in the last 6 games, the 49ers have gone 6-0. The team with the next best record are the Indianapolis Colts, who are 5-1. All right, now, Baby can literally sit there and he could literally just trash bag Gardner Minshew. But the fact is, Gardner Minshew is a good-looking man, and he's looking good in the season.
Now, I've got a question.
And the numbers don't lie.
On Monday, you said he was better than 75% of the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Now you just said he was better than 66.7% of the quarterbacks. So you sort of need to make a decision, don't you?
Yeah.
66 and 2/3.
66 and 2/3. The math don't lie. The math don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
So you just kind of need to decide whether it's 66.7 or 75, don't you? When the
baby, is he a better quarterback than hold on, Desmond Ridder?
Yes.
Is he a better quarterback? Is he a better quarterback than Justin Herbert?
No.
Yes.
Is he a better quarterback than what's his name? Bryce Young?
Too young, too early.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he a better quarterback than Zach Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he a better quarterback than DeVito?
Yes.
No. Yes. Probably. Actually, yes.
Is he a better quarterback than Mac
Jones?
Yes.
Is he a better quarterback than Bailey Zappi?
Can we just go through it? Can we just say you've named?
Is he a better quarterback than Nick Mullins?
Yes.
None of these.
Jake Browning. Yes.
None of these are normal starters for their teams, apart from.
But they are starting for their team. That's literally the point. They're literally. It's all right saying coulda, woulda, shoulda, but these are players that are starting for their teams.
I'm talking about their normal starters.
What do you mean normal? It's normal at the moment because they're starting.
If
Very well
injuries
onto the
didn't
rookies.
exist, looking at the
No,
starters,
I'm enjoying this.
he wouldn't
I
play.
would still argue that even when they're fit, he is better than Dan Jones in New York. He's
Yeah, he is.
better than Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's been the starter since game 1 of the season, so we can say that for a fact. He's better than Mac Jones, who is the starter in New England. He's better than Ridder, who is the starter in... Sorry?
If you had Mac Jones as a rookie season, I don't think Mac Jones' rookie season would have shown a fair effect.
But going back onto Baby's point, the starters as of now, like... He's honest. I know I've already had a bit to drink already, but
really,
he is. And who was I just thinking of then? Desmond Ridder, Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, you know what? I'd have Minshew over Baker.
Baker's balling in Tampa.
Yeah, but so is Minshew. Minshew's better.
What do you mean, yeah?
Right, rookie of the week, gentlemen. Jordan Addison, Baby Hope.
Yes. So, Jordan Addison, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you need to remember who was his quarterback. I mean, Pick Nick was throwing into him. Pick Nick, whose 2 interceptions in the red zone cost Minnesota the game. And Jordan Addison still balled out.
True.
And Jordan Addison is a baller. And him and Justin Jefferson in a couple of seasons' time. I know we're going to get to a question about Justin Jefferson later in the show.
Justin Jefferson.
But those two could be a serious wide receiver combo. They may even, the big wide receiver combos. We've got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle in Miami. We've got Debo and Ayuk in San Francisco. Apparently, there's 2 decent ones in Baltimore, but I'm yet to see that.
Gibbs
and a minute now.
No, Diggs and Gabe Davis. Fairly.
I'm talking about 2 elite receivers, and Gabe Davis isn't one. He's way too inconsistent.
You'll see it Monday night.
Fair enough. Ronnie Hickman, Mr. Harris.
Ronnie Hickman, yes, undrafted safety for the Cleveland Browns. He had a grade in the game of 90.6. He is another one of those studs on the Browns defense that, it was only the Bears, I get that, but they eked that win out over the Bears, which will keep them in contention for the AFC North. I pray to God they don't win it, mind. But yeah, as I said, sometimes you can find diamonds in the rough. And this week, Ronnie Hickman was one of them. He played really, really well.
Sorry, this is a genuine question. How many games are the Browns behind the Ravens? I don't actually know.
2.
9 and 6 and 2.
Do they still have to play you or not?
No, we got our last 3 games is obviously Monday, Dolphins and Steelers.
Ooh, Dolphins, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dolphins
can't beat teams up 500 until tomorrow night.
You mean Sunday night?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they are playing Sunday. I'll tell you what, I have no idea what games are on what day yet. I put them on there earlier, and it's like,
is it?
Mr. Parent, you chose Aidan O'Connell. Is Gardner Minshew better than Aidan O'Connell?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Whoa!
Even I'd agree with that.
Oh, there we go.
We see
also is Minshew better than Garoppolo?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Oh, bloody hell. Do you know how much money Garoppolo is making from this? Right. I looked this up earlier and I was listening to the Locked On Raiders podcast. Do you know how much money the Raiders are forking out to Jimmy G this season?
Is it 35 million?
35 million. He is such a bum that has leached off 3 organizations, and there was only one organization that realized that he had hit his ceiling and got rid of him. That was New England. It's ridiculous.
I know a highly paid bum who's been leeching off 3 organizations and is getting paid a fortune to do so.
And I just...
Odell Beckham.
No, I was going to go with CM Punk, but I digress.
Oh, blow me. CM Punk is amazing, mate.
Anyway, Aidan O'Connell.
Anyway, O'Connell. Now, we have to take this with a pinch of salt because of how epically bad the Chargers were and are. And Aidan O'Connell, I think, did he throw 6? I haven't got my notes in front of me. Did he throw 6 touchdowns?
Yeah, I wanted to say yes.
I don't think it was quite 6.
No, a lot of them were picks, weren't they?
Yeah.
A couple of scores were picks.
I know 2 of them were picks.
Yeah, because Jack Jones was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of it, but yeah.
So,
five,
again,
actually.
he, out of all the rookies this year, quarterback rookies, he's next to CJ Stroud, probably. He has stood out the most, and he was drafted very, very late on from the Raiders as well, just purely as a backup. Now, McDaniels hasn't worked out. Jimmy Garoppolo certainly hasn't worked out. Aidan O'Connell's in a win-lose situation because he's winning the starting job now, but I don't foresee him being the starting quarterback in Las Vegas next year because I just think the next organization is going to look to bring in a quarterback regardless. But I think what he's got is a pretty safe second string job for the next couple of seasons. And he played really well. He's been inconsistent this year, but the weekend just gone, looking at his singular performances, he's not Minshew, but he played bloody brilliant and, helped really bounce back the Raider organization from being shut out one week to one of the highest scoring games the week after.
So he scored 4 touchdowns. He threw for 4, and Jacoby Myers threw for 1. So there's 5 passing touchdowns in this game.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I took Sam Laporta, 3 touchdowns, but only 56 yards. But everything he had thrown at, he was caught.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
it 5 receptions? Was it 5 receptions?
Yeah.
I mean, 5 receptions and turning it into 3 touchdowns is a pretty good return.
Yeah,
exactly. This guy is turning into be one of the stud tight ends in this league. One of. I don't think that, he's going to be up there in a couple of years with Kelsey's, the Kittles, Mark Andrews, and those kind of people. He's going to be there or there.
Oh, hold on. You said two elite tight ends and then just some guy off the street.
Yeah, I know. Kittle's dropped off this season, hasn't he?
Occasionally catches a pass.
To be fair, Mark Andrews is injured. Was it ACL? Is it done? Is it ACL for Mark Andrews?
Yes.
But he is an elite tight end. I know you like to rib Shano about it, but he is generally he is a top echelon tight end, and he is going to be. I don't think it'll be first ballot, but maybe a second ballot Hall of Famer.
Mark Andrews will not get anywhere near the Hall of Fame.
Sorry, what's the percentage of that cup of pop stuff you're drinking? You've obviously had too much. Man, you can stop this drink now. Yeah, you do have talk wet. You don't have talk wet, baby hope sometimes.
Baby hope, run VT.
So I wasn't ready.
Oh, man.
Browning looking. Pressured, throws it deep, and the ball is caught by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line. And it's actually called a touchdown. Moves to 9-5.
Mooney had it on the ground.
That's going to do it from Cleveland, America's game of the week.
The 2nd down and 13. Oh, baby. Unbelievable.
He was in the huddle. Look at him jumping. He reacts quicker than anybody from the offense. It's like he knew that with that motion, this is the play they run to get it to 30, and he said, not on my watch. He just stepped right in front of it, one-hands it, and walks into the end zone.
Mark Jackson got out of a would-be sack, keeps it alive, and flings it in the air. It is brought in by Likely at the 5. Isaiah Likely goes up between Darius Williams and Andrew Wingard and makes a spectacular catch.
They put a second back on the clock. 13 ticks left. They're going for it all with A.J. Brown. Catch is made by Seattle for the interception. Julian Love again.
5. Plenty of options this week.
Yeah, well, I went rogue because I couldn't not let that one from Julian come in. I mean, that's not the best angle. The best angle is from behind, where you literally see the guy toe tap, and it's a brilliant, brilliant grab.
So for that Julian up play, do you not think Hertz was forcing it when he didn't? Then he still
Yes.
had time. He could have just got a check down for 10 and then gone for the big play.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't have any timeouts left, did they?
I thought they had one.
I can't remember. I can't remember if there were any timeouts, but yeah, it was a great play. Jones's pick six.
We say we've got a rule on this show where we can't pick our own players or our own teams for play of the week and things like that. Some people on this podcast are not big fans of said rule. But this week I couldn't not include, and I said, Mr. OBH, can I please pick Lamar Jackson past likely because it was incredible and because it was Christmas. He was in a giving mood, so he's like, yeah, go on then. He escaped that sack attempt and still managed to yeet it, shout out Jey Uso, to Isaiah Likely, who caught it in between two Jags defenders. As I said, exactly. As I said, I think Andrews being injured might be a good thing for Likely so he can step up and make plays like that.
I've got something to say on that. Yes, the avoiding the sack and getting away from the pressure, brilliant. He was lucky that wasn't a pick. Mr. Perrins.
I've got something to say on that. I was 100% against us breaking the rules this week for allowing plays from our own team. And I find it rather disgusting that we allowed that to happen, even though I voted against it.
Right. I'm going to put a ruling on this. You chose that play.
I know.
I wanted to choose it. By the way, Phil, that's a nice bit of headwear you're sporting there, you know? Shame about the team, but the hat's nice on you.
I have to admit, I do really like Likely as a tight end.
I think he's going to be a very good backup. I think he's really going to be a very good backup along with Charlie Kolar as well coming in and
why not run two tight ends?
Don't ask me. I'm not John Harbaugh. Don't look at me. But I digress.
A lot of teams run two tight end sets.
They do.
Including New England. I mean, that's paid a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't throw to Gesicki ever.
I know.
No, I know.
And it's a criminal offence. What's on your t-shirt today, Mr. Not t-shirt, your top, Mr. Pope?
It's snowmen and Christmas trees and snowflakes.
I had a Patriots hat, one on me. I was getting too hot, so I took it off along with the Grinch hat. But I do have a reindeer Christmas jumper on t-shirt.
I've got McCaffrey shirt underneath.
Okay. What's on yours, Mr. Harris?
This is the only Christmas jumper I've ever owned. The only Christmas jumper I will ever own. It is the best Christmas jumper there is, the best Christmas jumper there was, and of course, Philip, the best Christmas jumper there ever will be. Brett the Hitman Hart. Indeed, of course. There will never be a better jumper than this, so I'll always have it. I've had it for about 4 years. The lights still work and everything. It's fantastic.
Is that the knitted jumper from your grandparents, Mr. Parents?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Granny Jean, you wonderful human being. I mean, underneath, I was wearing one of my oldest friends, Rachel. She bought me a brand new WWE CM Punk Hellas Frozen Over T-shirt that I took off.
You got one?
It was brought for me, and when it turned up today, my heart melted. Thank you so much, Rachel. I love you so much. I've known Rachel since we were 7 years old. And the fact that we're in our early 30s now, and she is just such amazing. Unfortunately, she is a diehard AEW fan, and she gave up on WWE a long time ago. But she's been watching wrestling with me for nearly 25 years. So, you know, she went to all the TNA shows. She's a massive wrestling fan. I love you, Rachel. Thank you so much for my T-shirt.
Well, Phil, if we do ever get our spin-off show off the ground, perhaps we can get her on.
And a fella, yeah, absolutely.
Sound, yes,
The spin-off show you've been talking about for over a year and still
2
haven't
years.
done.
2 years. None of us got a paper stream yard. See?
Well, this show takes up most of our spare time, Jen.
Let's roll on to our prediction games chosen by our host with the most, Mr. Harris. Talk us through your decision.
Yes, I did this week.
Obviously, we don't know.
Yes, of course.
We don't need to talk about the last game.
No, the last game speaks for itself. I went with the Browns and Texans game, which is obviously has implications for the Ravens, as well. And I also went with the Colts Falcons for obvious reasons. That's quite correct. Minchumania, baby. And then I also went with Dolphins Cowboys, because how could you not? It's a battle of two high-powered offenses, high-powered defenses. It's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Something's got to give at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday. And then, of course, I went with the main event, the biggest game of the season, A1 against A2, Ravens against Niners.
However, if you want to hear us predict every game this week, listen to the Across the Pod Week 16 preview.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Shameless plug there, boy. Well done.
Guest starring all four of us.
Right.
Shout out to Andy Davis.
Yeah, our great friend Andy. He invited us all on the show. We had a laugh. We took the mick out of Mr. Perrins quite a bit because we can. So let's roll on through the games. So let's go with the Texans versus the Browns. So, Mr. Perrins, as you are in last place, only 7 points back now. You've managed to pull back 10 points in the last 5 weeks, I think it is, which is quite impressive. I'll give you that.
Yep.
So who would you like to go for in the Texans versus the Browns?
I'm going to go with the Browns.
Hang on. That's going very much against your normal logic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, again, we're getting very much the Browns. The Browns are still competing, and they still have a very, very solid defense. And I still just think they've got enough with Flacco to tick them over.
Yes, Joe Cool.
I'm not happy about saying that out there, by the way.
Sorry, but it's the truth.
Baby Hope.
Houston.
Who's in third place on 38 points.
I think Houston need it more than Cleveland do, so I'll go with the Texans.
Mr. Harris, you are one back away from me on.
Creeping. I gotta go with the person that Shawn Michaels wrote "Sexy Boy" about, our beautiful baby Hope, with the Texans. It all relies on if CJ Stroud is back. If he's back, they're gonna win because they'll have that positive mental attitude of, oh, our quarterback's back. He's great. This, that, and the other. I think they'll beat them. And as much as I want them to win as well, because like I said, the Browns are chasing the Ravens for the AFC North, and I want the Browns to knock them off. Sorry, the Texans to knock them off.
So you're going for the Texans, yep?
Yes.
I'm going to agree with the gentleman who is sat below me.
Yes.
Mr.
Okay.
Perrins. They've lost, Tank Dell's gone. Nico Collins is in and out of games. Is CJ Stroud going to play? Well, as we're recording this at 9 o'clock on Thursday night, he's trending the right way, but it's not confirmed. I really like that Browns defense. Joe Flacco, yes, he picks up cornerbacks more than he does wide receivers, but he still does enough. So I am going for a Cleveland win.
Ollie, on Andy's, you predicted the Texans.
I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. That was Monday. This is Thursday.
Yeah, and if anything, CJ Stroud is more likely to play today than he was on Monday. So that's the only thing that's changed.
I've thought about it quite a bit since. Obviously on the predictions league, and I still go for that one. The next one is the Falcons against said Colts. I'm going to let the brothers choose first. Mr. Harris.
What do you think, Mr. Perrins? Where do you want to go with this one? I think there's only one logical outcome. As I said before, when you're NWO for life. Minchumania for the win up the Colts.
I'm going for the Colts.
Good lad. No reason.
Fair enough. Baby.
No, because just that I believe.
I'm going for the Colts.
Why is that, baby? Any particular reason?
Because the Falcons are awful.
And?
The Colts aren't awful.
Colts. Well, the Colts are led by
Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, decent defense,
and
Zach Moss.
It's Christmas. Come on, do we so say it, man?
Well, I mean, Alec, what's his name? The tight end,
Marty Cox.
Ollie, I'll put you out in misery. Yes, Tyler Heineke is going to be starting for Atlanta Falcons this weekend, but Gardner Minshew is better than both their quarterbacks in Atlanta. And if I do think Gardner Minshew was in Atlanta, they'd have an extra 2 wins this season. One of been in this Carolina, because I don't think they're that. And I am going to make it a foursome and go for Indianapolis. So the rule on this show. If we all go for a clean sweep, you have to go back the Falcons because we've seen some teams.
Yeah.
Dallas against Miami. So these teams don't seem to beat good teams. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Go on then.
Miami.
You're going first.
They're home.
Yep.
Tyreek's likely back. And at home, they have the whole we're in the shade, you're in the sun thing.
Yeah. That's weird, that.
Well, it works, kind of. Miami is 6-1 at home and should really be 7-0. And Dallas don't travel well. I think they're 4-3.
Something like that.
So therefore, I think being at home will help the Dolphins win, and they will snap that streak of what feels like a million weeks since they actually beat a decent team.
Mr. Perrin.
I'm going to go with Miami. Just the 49er in me hates everything that the Dallas Cowboys stand for. No particular reason. I agree with what everyone else has said so far. It's not that they're great. It's they're both very good at being bullies. And now for the first proper time this season that you've got a team that are probably very equal on offense. I think defense, the Cowboys are slightly better, but I still think that Mike McDaniels is a better coach than Mike McCarthy. And I think that the Dolphins have a little bit more momentum than the Cowboys, because that's how I see it at this point of the season. It's all about momentum. Who's got the most momentum rolling into the off season?
Mr. Harris.
They're both 10-4. As my beautiful baby Hope said, with all the stats that he came up with, that's what people pay £10 a month on Spotify for, those sorts of stats. I 100% think if Tyreek's back, he's a game changer. And the fact that the Cowboys are used to playing in the heat of Texas, but Jerry's World is a dome stadium. So they don't get the sort of sun gleaming on them, I think that gives the Dolphins an advantage. But the Dolphins are going to win, but I would like the Cowboys to win because obviously it affects the Ravens' bid for the number 1 seed. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Dolphins.
I mean, it's just 2 game managing quarterbacks against each other, isn't it?
Apparently.
Yeah. So, if you ask Cam Newton.
I agree with everything you guys have said.
But.
No, there's no but, actually. Miami's offense is a little bit ahead of Dallas's offense. They've got 2 WR1s where Dallas has only got 1. Buffalo's shown if you take CD Lamb out of it, they're not really that good. The running backs are better than Dallas is themselves. They've got HA, they've got Mossett, where Dallas have only got really Tony Pollard, and he's not set the world on fire since his injury. Dak Prescott is the better quarterback, I think, over the 2.
Oh, of course you'd say that. Of course you would say that.
This time he's right. Though.
No, he's not. He's just not.
But Dallas's defense is the better of the 2, I think, especially in the secondary.
Even without Trayvon Diggs?
Even without Trayvon Diggs, Gilmore, Bland, they have stepped up and they played really well. You've got Micah Parsons in there as well. Yes, Buffalo managed to contain him. But saying that, Mike McDaniels has shown that he could play a lot of tricks, a lot of stunt movements, motions, and Dallas don't defend well against that. So I'm going for Miami.
It's
And I'm
clean
going to
sweep,
let
isn't it?
you.
A clean sweep of Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, so Dallas are going to win. I'm going to let you three argue about the last game.
No one's arguing.
I'm just gonna say
There are no raised voices. There's no one arguing.
I'm just going to say Niners and not give a reason.
No,
Dear, now that's what the fans come to see. Yeah.
Drew Laffner's come in and said, "Happy Christmas, gents." So, mate, happy Christmas.
Have a minute.
You too,
Drew Lanphier. Young Neil, love you, boy. I'll see you soon. Yeah, obviously, I'm going to go for my Ravens. We are the underdogs, very much the underdogs. But I've got to support my boys. I've got to push my boys. There's been games like this this year where we went in as underdogs against the Seahawks and the Lions, and we completely dismantled them. You know,
sorry,
but then there's also games.
How are you the underdogs against the Seahawks? They're 7-7.
Check the odds, bud. Seahawks are playing really well at the time. Check the odds. But then you've got like the fact that we can also play like we did against the Steelers and the Colts. We are entirely capable of playing a bad game as we are a good game. With that being said, you've also lost a couple of games this season as well. And it's to opposition that you were supposed to beat. So I would say it's basically, as I said earlier on, it is the A1 and A2 of the NFL.
It was also when we had two key players out that are both back.
Ollie, if wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. You know, you're not going to have all your players fit all the time. This is the NFL. You know what it's like. There's been times over the years when the Niners have been decimated by injuries. The same with us. And it's just kids next man up.
We're not talking about last year. We're talking about this week where we do have all our players fit.
Yeah, and apart from Keaton Mitchell, so do we. Either way, it's going to be a shootout. Obviously, fuck off. He broke me. Okay, apart from Merry Christmas. Apart from Mark Andrews and Keaton Mitchell. So in which case, if you do beat us, I can say you had better players than us. You had more fit players than us. I'm not making excuses. May the best team win.
Mr. Parents.
I think the Ravens would win if the 49ers put out their blind team. But the fact that we are the best team in the NFL is that I'm obviously going for the greatest team in NFL history, the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm very interested to see what the man that doesn't have a horse in this race goes for, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. You have the best roster in football, and it pains me to say it. Shane.
Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Very nice of you.
No, I mean, we've said that. We've said it for the last 3 or 4 weeks. You do have the best roster in football. What does worry me is your secondary isn't the best in football. If Odell Beckham's been playing really well these last 2 or 3 weeks, and you've got Zay Flowers, if you can exploit their slightly weaker secondary. When I say slightly weaker, I'm going that your team's an A, and your secondary is like a B plus. You know, you've said a couple times your secondary is your weakest part of the game. Team.
Weak link.
Especially without Hafanga.
But you've got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, X Factor.
Which, you know, Christian McCaffrey on his own can win games, and he's shown that. So I am going for the Niners. Sorry, Shane.
I've just got the subtitles off my phone. It just said you have Chrissy McCaffrey.
Is non-union Mexican equivalent.
Me and Kelly
has said Happy Christmas, boys. So
Happy Christmas, Cal. We'll see you soon.
Me and Kelly call him McScrappy. So yeah.
So have we finished with all? Go on, but you carry on. Sorry, go on.
Is there any other games that grabs your attention? I'd like the looks of the Bengals Steelers game with Mason the Christmas Rudolph playing.
I got one that might grab Phil's attention. Chiefs Raiders.
Yeah.
That's that little one's upstairs. He'll be all over that one like a Trump on chips.
I think Jags Bucks could be a very good game.
Yeah, especially Trev's injured.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
he's
like
got concussion, isn't he? So it's a bit of a worry on that one.
Cardinals Bears, the battle of two very nippy quarterbacks, shall we say?
It's a battle of mid, mate.
and the tank bowl, Commanders versus Jets.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to
That's
watch. That is, I wouldn't mind
interesting.
actually
What,
watching.
the 32nd rated offense against the 32nd rated defense?
Tempo.
Who's gonna win that one? Somebody's gotta give.
Commander,
I just finished this
Commander-
bottle, by the way.
Commanders must have been.
Oh well done,
Commanders.
solid. Mama be proud.
Yeah, it's,
I mean my mother because I mean my mother because she likes to drink.
that's 13.5% I've just drank.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you're ruining it 'cause you're not drinking with a straw.
Oh no, good God. He's a classy bird, he said, mind.
I'm a
He's not
classic
one of those
bird,
girls
mate.
who turns up
Like,
in the spoons at
literally.
like 11 o'clock.
Honestly, like when I've gone
Yeah.
out and I've got, like when I've gone out with my mate Bex, love you Becca. She's like literally my best friend. Literally a bottle of red wine. Literally a bottle of red wine as a starter.
Everyone does that to me.
It is obviously this weekend is Christmas. The big man will be flying around. I'm not about Mr. Harris himself. Dropping a present for everyone. He
jokes now.
has already dropped our presents off from each other nice and early.
Yeah.
Do you have
It's that time,
your
is it?
Secret Santa tops to hand or presents to hand?
I do.
Now, should we do them one at a time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go slide across.
We gotta say who it's off and what we think it is.
Oh.
And we'll drop on our phones.
Well, it's not really Secret Santa because we do know who got each other's presents.
True.
Yeah,
It ends
we
up
can
not-
tell the audience, can't we?
Yeah.
I'll get a proper phone stand, man. I should have got you one of those for Christmas instead.
Shit. Yeah, hold on.
What is he doing? Yeah, for those of you who can't see on Spotify, he's having a bit of trouble with his phone at the moment.
And he's got a ball bouncing in his face as well.
Yeah,
Not the first time that's happened.
That's a very nice roof I can see, Mr. Perrins, and a nice lampshade you got.
He's still doing it. Maybe hope he's still doing it.
What, the ball's in his face?
Oh, you called him my name, you daft.
Yeah, you called him Shane.
No, I did change it. I did change it.
I mean, it's been like 18 months and he still can't get the right name.
Like in your phone, Butler, are we like? Am I down as like Shane / Phil, and then Shane is down as Phil / Shane?
No, one's down as the Welsh one, and the other one's down as the annoying teacher.
Am I still?
Did you really say the Welsh one? That's so racist.
Am I still Ollie Bear in your phone, Phil?
What, me? No, you're Baby Bear.
Baby Bear.
Oh,
Baby Bear. Being as you're the youngest of the family, and the youngest in most families get their presents first, would you like to go first, Mr. Hope?
So this is from Shane. Thank you very much, Shane.
No worries, bye.
And it's even wrapped.
No.
Yeah, Laura wrapped it again.
Appreciate that, Laura. And I can see it's black.
The Ravens jersey.
It's Buccaneers jersey.
And it looks to me like it's a 54 Fred Warner jersey.
I don't know. Show the viewers at home.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much, Shane. It is, of course.
No worries, but I'm glad you're happy.
Oh, what a beautiful jersey!
It is all for Fred, and I will go and put it on for you now.
Yes, please do. Come and model it for us.
Take it off.
That had to sit in my house for like 3 weeks. I was disgusted.
I tell you what, do you know what's really underrated? Those the black Color Rush 49ers shirts. I thought they were so underrated. I know they only lasted. Yeah, they were the Color Rush before they went to like all white, but like they were the Color Rush for like 1, maybe 2 seasons.
I can't wait to see what he looks like. I think they're really smart. They got Tucker and
we can actually see him. You lot can't see him, but we can see him on our little screens underneath.
Here we go.
God damn!
Thank you very much, Shane.
No worries. And there's plenty of room in here. There's plenty of room in here as well, so we can go nuts over Christmas, and I'm going to worry about it being tight on the thing.
Yes.
let's go to the gentleman.
No. Whoa. I want to pick this one. Mr. BH, your turn.
No, I'm the oldest. I go last. I'm the dad.
No, I don't care. You've been
No,
dreading
you
this.
go next, go
You've
next,
been
go next,
dreading
go next.
this. Come on.
Right. It is from the one
Big head down below you.
Mr. Perrins. It's not wrapped.
Oh.
Yeah, because I sent it straight to yours from from the place that we bought our jerseys
From that place we bought them from.
There's got number 5 on it.
Huh?
Right, why?
There's
Why would I have
number
number 5
5
on it?
Yeah, you fucking-
Now I'm fairly disappointed, right? Because when we did like the Secret Santa for our lovely listeners, is I genuinely thought that we were going to get ourselves, or get each other, I should say, a jersey of our supported football teams, but slightly funny or slightly obscure ones. So the fact that like 3 out of the 4 of us have done like really smart and thoughtful, and I've got not a joke one, but one that's like very, very niche.
All he should have done is at home what it
I'm
is.
gonna say, Denver fans will like it. It's Tim Tebow.
How much fans like it too? Model it for us.
Now, for any
I'm
like
so
very,
glad-
very,
I'm so glad I went to the effort to find you such a nice jersey.
I got you a nice jersey. Now, for anyone that's like gone like what Tim Tebow played for the Patriots. Tim Tebow
I forgot
played
what happened.
1 or 2 games in the preseason for the Patriots before Big Bill
Wow.
got rid of him.
How
And
did he get that?
He didn't even play quarterback. He played tight end.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
I thought you were going to get him an Antonio Brown jersey.
that would be next year.
You should have done
No,
that.
I thought it was going to be Antonio Hernandez, actually.
What do you think? I was going to say it
Hernandez
might have been
jersey.
Hernandez. That would have been. That's also crime number 2, by the way.
To be fair, it is a smart jersey. I
Stick
mean,
it on, bud.
I could quite happily change that to Peppers quite easily, you know. Well, let
on
me take
then.
the hat off. Right, I'll be back. Don't want
I
to.
shall return.
Am I the
I
only one that's literally just gonna whip-
knew he got him a Tebow jersey. I knew it. He told me.
Yeah, I was going to say that's how you know because I text you.
No, I mean, all he knows I've got you, Shane, because he asked me.
Apparently he's not the only one that knows.
All right, for our listeners, I would have got you a Ray Weiss jersey.
I had the first Ravens jersey I had was Ray Rice.
There you
Yeah,
go.
boy, look at
One
that. It's
jersey.
nice. I like that.
Mate, I want you to wear that
Nice.
when we meet up in the new year.
Wait, we're doing what now? Are
When
we?
we meet up in the new year, like literally, we're going to meet up in the new year, the 4 of us, like we did for the NFL game. We'll meet up.
Well, I'm seeing you in February. I know that much.
Well, you'll come, yeah, because like you're stopping at mine, and then we'll have WrestleMania anyway. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll meet up, and then we're going to wear our jerseys, so we can all have a picture of our Christmas jersey. And again, it's going to be our Christmas tradition now. Like every year, we're going to do a Secret Santa. We're going to go onto our favorite jersey website to get us some obscure American football jerseys.
Can I jump in with some breaking news?
Surely.
Go for it.
Lions OC is seeking 15 million a year. So Ben Johnson's looking for 15 million a year to come head coach.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. That's
You
interesting.
know what? I'm just going to say this now. He could end up at the Raiders.
Why would you want to go there? That's where people's careers go to die.
The Patriots better looks of it.
John Madden, Jim Flores, who else?
Recently,
Oh, okay.
Devontae Adams.
Sorry.
Max
Just out of
Crosby. Your career's
interest,
dying as we speak.
We were talking about people going to die. Does anyone know where Taylor Swift says the poets go to die in her song?
No.
The Lake
Las
District.
Vegas. What the hell?
Kansas.
No, the Lake District. Taylor Swift has a song about the Lake District. I only heard it for the first time the other day. So Rodney Sam Smart has said Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Rona. Happy birthday. If I missed it, well, I didn't miss it, but you know,
I'm sorry, I forgot how to pronounce your name. but,
Sade. Merry Christmas, Sade.
Hello, Sade. I can't wait to see
Merry
you on the
Christmas.
4th of January. You better come to my room first thing and say hello again, Mr. Parents. Merry Christmas to you and your family, you lovely, lovely human being.
You're gonna have McDonald's breakfast for everyone. You promised on the
Yeah,
show.
apparently.
Yeah.
So, Mr. P, do you want to open your jersey, bud?
Yes,
Yeah.
all right then. Cool. All right. So while I'm just opening it up, do you want to say who got me my jersey?
That'll be me.
Yay!
and I'm so glad and so happy that I put some real effort into this.
I put real effort into it. I had to go look at what Tim Tebow's number was. All right, so it looks like it's a 54, so it's the same as babies.
Whoa,
But
what's the
unlike
odds?
babies, now this one is, and I know exactly when, because I was with you when we were at the Spurs game and we sat in front of a poor lad that was wearing a Ryan Tannehill jersey, and I said that even though he was wearing a Tannehill jersey, I love that style. And Hendo has just gone away and got me a Fred Warner grey 49ers jersey.
Wow.
Just quickly, Mr. P, Sade said that she's very excited to see you.
Bear in mind, Sade also lives on the same road that I live in, so if she just walked past my house, I could probably wave at her if she did. But either way, thank you so much, Sade. I can't wait to see you back in January.
Oh, stripping. Surprise.
Dude, now look at that. That's what you want to see.
See, we all did it off camera. He just saw this.
Well, you know what he's like. Any excuse to get his top off.
Yeah, but... There we go. Love it.
That's nice space. Nice boy. I like this. Different.
It's bloody lovely, man. Like, so nice. Thank you so much, gents.
He'd go fucking full Geordie sometimes, doesn't he?
Mr.
So I guess that leaves little me.
I really hope you like it, Shane.
This is off my buddy, beautiful baby Hope. Funny story, the missus and Ollie ordered me a jersey at the same time. I said, speak to Ollie, he's got me the same one. He's got me a jersey as well. Just check. It's not the same one. And it happened to be the same one. So Ollie had to change it. I couldn't believe it.
By the way, Phil, Sade said she's about to drive past your house in about 2 minutes.
Okay. Is she? Okay. Do you know what? I don't need to go into that now, but thank you very much, Sade.
Come on, let's see what my boy got me.
Oh, cat's gonna go off and sweat my tits off with it.
It's a number 4. Who plays number 4 for the Ravens? I can't
actually
remember.
Who actually does play number 4 for the Ravens?
My mind has gone blank. I can't remember. I don't know. Let me unfold this. What a gorgeous jersey. Oh, it's a black one as well. Fucking sexy.
God damn it! I absolutely.
It's only rookie phenom Zay Flowers. Oh boy! Ollie, thank you so much. That's fucking gorgeous.
I'm glad you like it.
Thank you, boy. I love it. I'm in love with it.
A little bit of side note to do with Boston College. One of the NFL Academy lads has signed to go to Boston College, play at Boston College next year.
I thought I shall return.
So a bit of a side note. I did first get Shane a Justin Tucker jersey. However, me and Laura had a little conversation on Facebook to find that she'd already got him a Justin Tucker jersey. So luckily, I was able to change it to Zay Flowers.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
I thought I remember Shane saying he liked the black jerseys, and I also like the black jerseys, which Shane remembered. So I got him a black one.
Nice, bro.
Not bad at all.
Sexy.
I was saying, Laura, I want a black one, and I was thinking about getting Roquan Smith, but there's no need now. Zay Flowers. I'm so happy. Thank you, bud. I'm so happy with this one.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like it.
I love it. I might wear the bed tonight, but I don't want to get marks on it. Well, I shouldn't have said that out loud. So, yeah. That's not all the football this weekend, is it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I believe we have some questions to answer from Facebook.
Oh, yes, of course you do.
Does anyone actually have them up? Because I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, I will bring the post up and get that. So
Your post as well.
We've had a couple of questions come in. We've had one come from a friend of the show, Andy Davis, and it says, which of the two current seeds, this is going to be very biased, do you, the current number 7 seed side, do you think are the most chance of playing in the Super Bowl? Colts or Rams?
I think the Rams. They're on a hot streak at the moment, and they can't stop winning. And I think that Sean McVay's got their offense purring again, and their defense is always good. I mean, people like AD. I think the Rams probably have more chance of playing in the Super Bowl. And as much as Gardner Minshew is playing well at the moment, I will admit that I don't think the Colts have strong enough offense or defense to make it to the promised land of Vegas this year.
Yeah,
Right.
I do think there is a few obstacles in the way of both of them. The Rams know how to get there. They did it 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago, wasn't it? So Sean McVay knows how to get a team to the Super Bowl. Shane, stop touching yourself up, man.
Sorry, man, I can't help it. It's gorgeous. I am a mark at the moment for this jersey. It's so beautiful.
It's true.
The other one has come from Kelly, to my lovely partner.
Whoa! You haven't asked our opinion. Sorry,
gentlemen. I forgot you hadn't answered.
You forgot that we existed.
All together. 1, 2, 3. Minshew Mania.
Minshew Mania. Sorry. So if we're just going to say this out loud, this is how, for our listeners, for our millions
and millions
of listeners that listen to us every single week, this is how biased that Baby Hope is against Minshew. Is that he's willing to say that our Rams, the Rams who are NFC West rivals, and he's willing to pipe them off because he hates Minshew more than he hates the Rams. Okay? Minshew, and even, all right, let's just say this out now. The AFC is not all that this year. I actually think the NFC is a lot more harder than the AFC. But Minshew is playing ridiculously well. And I think if you put them two against each other, the Colts and the Rams, the Colts win. Stat Padford is, he's purring, but if you put any pressure on him, he folds because he's playing like a pensioner. And Aaron Donald, he was pretty good a couple of years ago, but he's not really had a productive season this year either. Whilst the Colts, they're in a lot better position. They're a lot younger team. They've got more momentum. I'm sorry, I just don't buy into the Rams. Even when they won the Super Bowl, I didn't think they were the best team.
They got 3 good players, and that's pretty much it.
That's kind of it, yeah.
I love that you call him Stat Padford.
Because he is. He literally, for the majority of his career, he's played on poor Detroit Lions teams. And if you look at a lot of statistics from quarterbacks, the worse team that they play for, the better their passing yards are, because their offense is that bad that he's literally just yeeting it, he's YOLOing it to Megatron. And if you've thrown the ball to Megatron 50, 60 yards, of course you're going to look great. Of course, a lot of Stat Padford's, statistics as a player are massively skewed because he's played with elite wide receiver Calvin Johnson Jr. I do not think Matt Stafford is that particularly good of a player and should not be anywhere near the Hall of Fame. Sorry, that's rant over. That's mildly inebriated rant over.
Yeah, red wine's good stuff, mind there.
That alone is a crime. That's my 3rd crime of the show of the 19. Matt Stafford having a bloody Super Bowl ring.
I think if anyone deserves a Super Bowl ring, it's Matt Stafford for pulling up with being in Detroit. That was the dumpster fire of Detroit for as long as he did. Personally, he could.
Did he play the 0-16 team?
Yes.
He was injured. Wasn't that the season he was injured though?
Oh, well, he was still employed by them.
He missed a whole season due to injury. Next one has come from my partner Kelly.
Yes, Carl.
One for you to think in advance of the show. Of this year's current rookie class, who has been the biggest surprise for you all, and who has been the biggest bust? Shano.
Quentin Johnson on both counts.
Ooh.
Biggest surprise, we thought he'd be good, and the biggest bust because he hasn't been good.
Nice.
Biggest surprise for me, Puka Nacua.
Yeah, that's mine.
Sorry.
Biggest bust for me.
Obvious.
Probably Quentin Johnson.
Bryce Young? No?
People
Mine's Bryce Young. People thought he could catch, and he can't.
Yeah, we saw that juggling act with no one really around him in New England and still put it down on the ground. I'm going to agree with that gentleman below me. Biggest bust is Bryce Young.
Yeah. But like, I mean, the age-old debate is if you're like going in the first, if you're one of the first, let's say 5 picks in the draft, you're going to a bad team. If you're going to the overall number 1 pick, 9 times out of 10, you're going to a bad team, and that's the reason why they have the first round pick. Bryce Young seems massively out of his depth, regardless of the fact that he's in an organization that is not particularly well run anyway. So when people were saying earlier in the season, if he would have gone to Houston or if he would have gone to a slightly more mid-level team in the NFL draft, would he be that, would he be the exact same player? I think so. Like, I don't really see anything good coming out of him. And I hope I'm wrong because, I'm a big advocate for players coming into the draft and being good. But I just don't feel, I just don't see it actually working out for him in Carolina, because Carolina is just a bad place.
Yeah, agree. I mean, they traded up from 9, so they weren't even the worst team going into the draft. Yet they've got worse somehow. Yeah. So the other one is from. I haven't answered. I agree with Bryce Young. Biggest bust. I do agree with the 5th round pick in LA Rams being the biggest shock. But for a bit of added stuff, I think it's going to be Kyren Williams. He had 9 touchdowns in 7 games. He's a 5th round running back. It's ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Mr. Harris, Mr. Perrins. I'm reading the wrong bloody line. You say you've got a couple of questions, young man.
Yeah, so a couple of questions that were sent to me via educational Twitter, and the 2 that I've basically, because I'm a teacher and I'm a very respected person in my profession. Sometimes I had a few people that have dropped us a few questions when I put it out there. So the 2 questions that I want to ask you guys is, I know like the playoffs is almost more or less locked, but in any given season, what is the worst case scenario Super Bowl for you guys to watch and sit through? What is the worst matchup between teams that you have no interest in but would have to sit through because we did the job?
Good shout.
Buffalo.
You see, I don't think we should say teams that we hate, because Phil said no.
We're going to.
Well, we're going to.
So if I said the Cowboys, then I'd be rooting on the team that were playing the Cowboys hard. So I'm going to pick 2 teams that I just think play boring football and that I literally don't care if they win or lose.
Okay.
For me, it's Buffalo, Washington.
Ooh. So for me, it'd be the Saints versus the. Sorry.
You take your time, yeah.
Versus the. I'm trying to think of a team that I don't care about in the AFC.
I've got mine.
Be careful with your answer, baby. Be careful with your answer.
Go on, Mr. Perrins. What he's thinking?
Titans Falcons is the worst rated. Like, I cannot think of 2 worse teams. The Titans wearing their Houston Oilers jerseys against the Atlanta Falcons.
And they still can't even beat Houston while wearing them.
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Steelers, obviously, and Washington, because Washington are just dumpster fire of a franchise. And as always, what time are we on now? 20 to 10? That's fine. As always, fuck the Steelers.
I'm going to say Saints versus the Los Angeles Chargers without Brandon Staley.
It'd be worse with Brandon Staley, wouldn't it?
Saints,
Yeah,
Saints
yeah,
Chargers.
yeah, but I don't like Brandon Staley, so I then have a vested interest in the game. But now Brandon Staley's gone.
You're not even a fan of
Herbert.
the quarterback either, Justin Herbert.
No, I'm not a big fan of Herbert.
No, I'm not a fan of Herbert either.
So one from our former host, Thomas Shaw. Vikings this year are still somehow
Of course,
in the
it's
hunt
about the
for playoffs.
Vikings.
Anyone swear he's a fan?
He goes, let's be honest, we won't win the Super Bowl this year. But with Kirk pre-injury coming into the form of his career. Really?
What?
Yeah.
Debatable.
And Flores doing good things on the defense. Yeah. Where do the Vikings need the strength for next season, and how do we keep JJ? Well, he's still on his rookie deal, so you're fine.
Running back. 100% running back.
Yeah, running back and defense.
Running back.
Derrick Henry Derrick Henry would fit something like that.
Yeah, but running back, quarterback if you can't re-sign Kirk, cornerback, safety because Harrison Smith's going to retire, D-line because you only have Daniel Hunter.
All right, Christ, leave the boy alone.
He pipes off the Vikings more than you two pipe, or them two pipe off the bloody Niners. Yeah.
Because the Niners actually have won a Super Bowl in our lifetime. Well, my lifetime.
I know it was possible.
Now, I don't think the Vikings with Kirk Cousins will never win a Super Bowl or a championship. They won't.
No.
I just don't think Kirk is that caliber of quarterback. Now, I mean, you guys have. I mean, you know, you've had Tom Brady, you've had Dilfer, Flacco, and Lamar. Like, you know what an elite level quarterback looks like. You know what it takes to win a Super Bowl. You've watched your teams win a Super Bowl. I don't see Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins might go down as the best Vikings quarterback of all time, probably. But even Frank Tarkenton didn't really do much in the purple and white. But I just don't see Minnesota winning a championship with Kirk Cousins. I just don't think he's that guy. And yeah, I really want Minnesota to win. Like, out of any team that hasn't won a Super Bowl, I think the Vikings, I hate to use that word deserve, because you only deserve if your team actually gets to the Super Bowl every single year. And the Vikings have been bridesmaids more often than being brides. And I would love to see them win a Super Bowl in their lifetime. I just don't think they're there. I still think very much that they are a B+ organization, that they're never going to quite get it. And I definitely don't think Kirk Cousins is their guy. So I'm really sorry. Even if Kirk was fit this season, they would have got to the divisional round and then crashed out.
Can we just quickly roll it back to the start of that point when Phil called Dilfer elite?
No.
I did think I was hearing that. I have pressed B, so it's in there.
Boys, again, the numbers don't lie. The proof is in the pudding. Super Bowl winning quarterback. It's a lot better.
And you know what?
They haven't won nothing.
Do you know what? Dilfer has won more as the worst quarterback ever to win a quarterback. All right, so Dilfer has won a Super Bowl. Dan Marino has never won a Super Bowl.
That's mental.
And if you listen to the people that like the Aaron Rodgers, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's, they grew up idol. Like Peyton Manning's idol next to his dad Archie was Dan Marino, and Peyton Manning had won 2 Super Bowls while Dan Marino won nothing.
Yeah, but Phil, think about this, right? Think about this. Dan Marino has a higher accolade than winning the Super Bowl. He was in Ace Ventura.
He was, yeah. Who needs rings when you've been in a Jim Carrey movie?
I've got a question. Out of the 12 teams that have not won a Super Bowl, so we've got Buffalo, Minnesota, we know the answer to that one, Atlanta, Carolina, Cincinnati, Arizona, Chargers, Titans, Cleveland, Detroit, and Houston, and Jacksonville. Who's going to be the first team to win a Super Bowl?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I think Jacksonville.
Daft.
I think Cincinnati.
Wow.
I'm going to say it's going to be I reckon it's going to be Detroit. I reckon it's going to be in the next 2 years. If it's not this year, it'll be next year's Troy win the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Wow,
I would love that if Dan Campbell
folks.
wins Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd all love it. We'd all love it.
Mr. Perry, you said you had one more question for us, sir?
Yes. Another question was basically, I know like me and Hendo have played American football, but if we played in the NFL, what position would we love to play? Now, I would still love to go back to my first and half of second year of university and still be a tight end. However, my trash talking abilities, I probably would have loved to have been a defensive end. What about you, gents? What would you love to play in terms of a position?
I was going to say tight end too.
Really?
I like
Ollie, you would be more of probably nose tackle.
Yeah, but it wasn't what would you play, it's what would you like to play.
No, I'm on about your personality and stuff like that. I'd see you as a nose tackle.
Really?
Head down, get the job done. Don't say nothing to nobody.
Yeah. Mr. Harris?
All right, then. Okay. I was thinking more of an offensive or defensive lineman, probably in like the Aaron Donald sort of mold or the Justin Madubuike mold, where you would go after the quarterback, and sort
in
of
the trenches.
I like that. Yeah, and obviously being a big lad, there's not an athletic bone in my body. That would probably suit me because you got the likes of Michael P.S. who plays for the Ravens, who's a big guy. Boys. Okay, then let's flip the script a little bit. Where do we think each other would play, and why do we think that?
Right. I loved playing corner. Absolutely loved playing corner. It was great. It's literally you had a rubbish week at work and a running or wide receiver come at you, and it's literally bang. Down there you go. It was so nice. I loved it, and I loved being there, and I loved I'm a defender by heart, football and living American football, so I loved breaking plays up. I loved annoying attacking style players. Where do I think you guys would play? He's a little mouthy git. Well,
I was thinking exactly the same.
He will be in the secondary, or he'll be a linebacker because that's what he does.
Nah.
You two will be in the trenches all day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Or long snapper. One of the two.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Mr. Perry. I'm thinking Mr. Perrins would be one of those flashy, gobby wide receivers in like an Antonio Brown sort of mold. You know what I mean? All over Twitter talking shit, all over Facebook talking shit, dominating the field every Sunday. Giving a corner shit and all that lot, and cussing his coach out. That's what he'd do. I know him.
He'd be the one that would get loads of unsportsmanlike conduct flags.
Loads of flags
in my 3 years, I only got flagged twice for unsportsmanlike conduct. One was because I purposely tripped over a player because he got the better of me on one play. Like he ran back to the line of scrimmage and I tripped him up and I got flagged. And I got honestly, 15 yards. And the other one was because I hit him after the whistle had gone. My superpower because I was a goalkeeper and I played rugby in high school. I was quite deceptively quick over 15 yards. So like playing tight end was perfect for me. But my superpower is that I love to shit talk. Like I love getting under people's skins.
I'm fully aware.
And you guys know now because you're my mates. And I'm really good at pushing the right buttons at the right time, which is perfect as a teacher, but also to my detriment sometimes. So I was really good at playing tight end, but also defensive end when I moved in my third year to playing on the edge, just because I was really good at putting people off. So
you were saying you were really good over 15 yards, right? I get that completely. Because when it takes 2 steps to get 15 yards because you're a giant, it's easy.
He's not that tall.
He's a big one. He's a big one.
I'm 6'3", gents. I'm 6'3". You know what was really funny as well? When I first met you, I told you how tall I was, and I can't remember which one of you three was that said it. But I'm 6'3", and she was like, "You're not 6'3", and then you met me, and you're like, "Oh bloody hell, mate, you're massive." I went, "Yeah, I literally told you I was."
Firstly, I would never have said bloody hell, mate. It would have been a case of fucking hell, but you would you are now.
So I got the nickname after one game, Horse Collar, which got shortened to the horse.
Nice, I like that.
One wide receiver did me twice in one game, and I literally just grabbed his collar and dragged him back.
Horse, I like that.
Flag is like one more, then you're out of the game. It's like, I better not. Can I just go?
If the listeners and fans at home want to tag him as the horse on Twitter, we can do.
Yeah, I played mainly defend. I mainly played on the man coverage, as I wasn't that good in the zonal coverage for some reason. But I was really good at man. That's really wrong. I was really good in man coverage. That doesn't sound much better.
That's Phil's favourite style of play as well.
Do on, mate. You on.
I
was pretty good at blocking the hole or plugging the hole, by the way.
So I've heard. So do we have any more questions? Because if we don't have any more questions, I have a question for you guys. Mr. BH knows this question already because I asked him and he couldn't give me an answer. And I think it would be quite interested to see what you think based upon the question.
Oh, yeah.
If Brock Purdy is as good as people say he is, or as good as he has been, why wasn't he drafted higher by a different team?
Because
either, boys, I don't mind.
Either or. Rock, paper, scissors.
Go on, baby, go on. Go on, baby.
Because people can exceed expectations, and he's in the right scheme with the right fit for him, and he's been given an opportunity to play in this scheme that's right for him with good coaching and good play calling. So,
OBH, what I'm reading that as is any college quarterback can play for the Niners and be good.
I'm not saying that. That was proved by Sam Darnold last week.
What do you reckon, Mr. P?
I think that, and this is part of why I think there's quite a lot of media negativity around Brock Purdy, is because I think what it does is makes a lot of these elite level scouts look like they don't know what they're talking about. Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, who was another quarterback within the last 20 years that was drafted very, 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 very late in the rounds and ends up winning 6 Super Bowls. Tom Brady. Now, what it's done is making a lot of these elite, I use that term very loosely, these elite level NFL scouts look not particularly well-rounded. And I think like people like Nick Wright, who is on ESPN and chats a lot of rubbish anyway, a lot of the criticism that comes out of Brock Purdy isn't about his arm strength or his mobility in the pocket. It's down to his size. Because he's not very tall for the position that he particularly, but like when you compare him to like Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert or other quarterbacks or Lamar, he's kind of undersized for the position that he plays, and I think because of it makes that the NFL scouts, I should say, look like they don't know what they're talking about, and he's also undersized as well. The thing that this narrative, and we've discussed it a couple of times on the show anyway, about him only being a system quarterback. That's every other quarterback in the league. They're only as good as the system that the team implores. So him playing under Kyle Shanahan, who is probably one of the best offensive-minded, if not the best offensive-minded coach in the NFL, probably next to Sean McVay, in terms of how he's good at getting that schemes out there. Brock Purdy's excelling. And I think he's better than just being a system quarterback. He's good at excelling plays or extending plays, and you only have to listen to people that play with him and ex-pros as well that actually look at him and go, Jerry Rice was on Fred Warner's podcast recently and said about like how he's perfect for extending plays, but reminding very much like Joe Montana. Shanahan's come out recently, or quotes come out recently, that in the draft he was looking for a player that had the pocket presence of Kirk Cousins, but the movement of Lamar Jackson, which is exactly what Brock Purdy is showing in San Francisco at the moment. Now, I think he's looked into the position that he's in because Jimmy Garoppolo was not that guy. Trey Lance has proven to be not that guy. That's why they were very comfortably able to move him on to Dallas. Brock Purdy is excelling. Let's not kid ourselves, gents. Like, he has played exceptionally well. I know I sit on the bandwagon of, oh my God, Brock Purdy is like the greatest thing ever. He's played really well. And if we take our fandoms aside for a second, Brock Purdy's only a year into the league. He's only just played 16 games in the NFL, and he is playing better than most NFL starters that have been in the league for much, much longer. If we can be, exactly. And so we can talk about him being, he was Mr. Irrelevant. He's currently the head honcho. He's the MVP leading candidate for the number 1 team in the NFL. He is better than being Mr. Irrelevant. And I think after this season, regardless of how the 49ers end, I think that talk ends about Brock Purdy. I think he will be in that upper echelon of quarterbacks.
Does it make you think then, whoever gets drafted last in next year's draft, is it going to be a microscope on them? Can you do what Purdy has done?
Well, let's see. Shane, can you name the person that was drafted last in this year's draft?
I cannot.
Sorry, what was that again?
I said, if Shane thinks that, can he name the person that was drafted last in this year's draft?
I don't even know. Who was it?
I know it was a Rams defensive end, but I can't remember his name.
Is he even on the practice? Is he on the practice team, or has he been released?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Practice squad.
Wow.
The fact is, gents, and I know this is coming towards the end of this topic anyway, is whatever happens, if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, if let's say, for instance, I'm not saying it's dead certain, I'm taking away my fandom for a second. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year and he is Super Bowl MVP, which is the quarterback award anyway,
it's likely.
Do you think that conversation is gone? Do you think that in future seasons people will talk about Brock Purdy the same way that people talk about Joe Burrows or Patrick Mahomes? Do you think that that goes if the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year?
No.
Yeah. No, I think it does go. And I think the fact that he will be looked upon the same way as your Joe Burrows, as your Josh Allens, as your Lamar Jacksons, as your Patrick Mahomes even. But then again, how would he fare on a different team? How would he fare in Atlanta? How would he fare in Carolina? How would he fare in Gangrene in New York? No one will ever know. I think the fact that this Niners team is so good, I think Ollie could play quarterback for him. I could. Hell, the team's so good.
I don't think that's the case, because you might as well just go how good would the Jets be if Lamar played quarterback? Or, if Patrick Mahomes played for New England this season, would the Patriots be in contention for the playoffs? I don't think that's the case, because we can't say that, because it's just not the reality of it. Sorry, was that Hendo?
I think they would be, because Mahomes is that much better than what we've got in New England at the moment. He has Kelsey, but his wide receivers aren't that much better than our wide receivers.
Yeah,
I think Kendrick Bourne is better than Tony for the Chiefs.
It's a pointless conversation to have, though.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's what I'm getting at, baby, because I'm 100% in agreement with you, because it is a pointless conversation, because we could literally say that it's almost like playing Madden franchise mode, isn't it? It's imagine if in the 80s, the New Orleans Saints had Joe Montana instead of San Francisco. It's just not the way that it is. Currently, the 49ers are 13-3. They look amazing. Brock Purdy is one of the favorites for the MVP award. We have to stop thinking about him being Mr. Irrelevant, because a year later,
11-3.
Sorry. I'm preempting to the end of the season, aren't I?
11-3. Isn't that Purdy's record 18-3?
Yeah, which is even more insane that he's 18-3.
Because we ignore the Philadelphia game because he got injured on the fourth play of the game.
Yeah, I don't even recognize that as a game.
Shano, would you like to say what I told you earlier?
You told me a lot of things.
About Brock. I said, say it quietly, but I'm starting to like this guy.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And I do. I mean, I've watched. He's flashed up quite a bit on my socials over the past week, because he is in the conversation of MVP along with Christian McCaffrey.
The conversation, mate. He's 2-1 on favourites.
He is in that conversation.
We still got time left yet. He could get injured Monday, and that could be it.
wherever he's come across, he's come off really like grounded, really sincere, level-headed. Understand that he is in a very lucky situation. He rocks up in the 2,000 plate bloody Honda Civic probably to training every week. He is the lowest paid quarterback in this league, probably.
Yeah, that is madness.
870K. Can I ask?
Is it college? Go on, you do it.
If Purdy does win the Super Bowl, surely he has to get a bit of a raise.
Obviously.
Yeah, he'll be getting a new contract.
There's a guy who plays in college who's on more money than he is. A quarterback.
But let's also think about his endorsements. I mean, Gronkowski. Oh, Jesus Christ, Rob Gronkowski said that when he never actually spent any of his NFL salary. He only spent the money that he made from his endorsements. Wouldn't be surprised if someone like Brock Purdy has done the exact same thing as well. He's probably got a lot of endorsements on that West Coast, especially being the 49ers, especially being in a big market in California. He's probably doing all right. Now, a lot of what's come out in the last couple of weeks is that he's a Christian boy. He's an Arizona lad. Like, he's very, very like down to earth, and I think that's kind of coming across well as well. I don't think the money situation, when he comes to him in 3 years' time getting that fat contract, he'll probably deserve it when we think about like how much money like Jones is on, or like Lamar is on, like other players that haven't done as much as what he has done. Herbert's done. Garoppolo's on 35 this year, and Garoppolo's done nothing in his career.
Hurts is another one.
Hurts as well. Again, so all these players, Justin Fields is probably going to look for some money, in a couple of years' time. So I think Brock will be fine the way that he is. I think that conversation dies after this season. I don't think people will look at Brock Purdy as being a one-season wonder. I think people will look at him as being, if we win the Super Bowl, I think he's in the upper echelon tier of Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers. If he doesn't win the Super Bowl, I think he's in that B+ tier. I think he's in the same conversation as, I think he's better than Derek Carr. I think he'll be in the same conversation as Josh Allen.
He's in that at the moment. He is not in that top echelon of Burrows, Mahomes. That one, he is in that next step.
100%. And there's no shame in that as well. Like, it sounds like it's a detriment, but there's no shame in that. Like, not everyone is going to be Patrick Mahomes. Like, not everybody in the era of Tom Brady is going to be Tom Brady. Tom Brady was a set apart from Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees. Tom Brady was better than all of them. There's no harm in being the next tier down. I just think he's really good. And I know, like, you guys get sick and tired of me talking about him, but he has shown this year that he's a very, very capable, high-level performing quarterback in the NFL.
Very quickly, this year's Mr. Relevant was Desjuan, Harry Bernard Johnson, defensive end for the Rams.
I said he was a defensive end for the Rams.
He's on the active roster for the Rams. He's had 5 tackles and 1 sack this year.
Oh, okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a bump of a show tonight, an extra special lengthy one because Christmas, and we've all been having a drink, some more than others.
Sorry, extra special lengthy one popped me then. Sorry, bud.
We've given you some extra length. I wish you, we all from the show wish you a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. More importantly, enjoy the festivities, enjoy the time with your friends and your family. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Whoa! You can't sign off yet.
I haven't signed off yet.
You've got to tell him. You've got to tell him about Monday night.
Let me finish my thing.
Sorry.
I will start again. From all of us on the Third and Long podcast, have a wonderful Christmas, a happy New Year. These two alcoholic reverends will be doing.
What are we again?
We'll be on Retrobate, whatever you want to be called. We'll be doing
Reprobates,
a live watch along. live watch along for the Niners against the Ravens. Please join. It is going to be interesting.
It'll be something.
Every time they swear, I think I'm going to put a jar in just so they swear.
Phil's had enough.
Yeah.
I think he's gone. I think our bottle of wine's done him in.
Yeah. Lucky gem.
Hey.
Have a wonderful Christmas. From all of us here, the third and long, and spend the time with the family, be safe, enjoy it all. Until next week, we are back Thursday next week. Stay safe.
Merry Christmas, guys.